If you're working hard and earning so much money and you still feel broke, it's not your imagination. You are being tricked by the marketers, ads, and actually some of your friends that they have no ill intention, but they're actually making you poor. And also, let's not forget all these outdated advice. So in this video, what I want to do is break down all the tricks that these ads and the marketers are making to keep you poor and how to overcome it. Now, here comes the first trick that everyone gets caught up on this, the lifestyle trap. You get yourself a nice job, a nice raise. The number one thing you do is you increase your lifestyle. You either buy a new car because, hey, we all need a new car, right? Then the next thing you do is you get an apartment. Now you're all over Pinterest. You have a nice little Pinterest board with all the furniture that you want to buy, decorating your apartment. Now you're all over Wayfair, Amazon, buying all these things to upgrade your apartment. And yeah, now you have a nice car and now you have a nice apartment. But guess who's profiting? Because it's not you. These retailers, these marketers, these salesmen, everyone's making money off of you because you are thinking these are the things that you need to do every time you increase your income. And this is, well, lifestyle inflation. And it's really sneaky. It's sexy. It smells like success and it gets you every single time. But this is what it's doing to you. It's keeping you constantly on that treadmill going nowhere. And if you're stuck in this rut, well, I got you. This is exactly what you do to fix it. Every single time you're increasing your income, you need to recognize I am not going to change my lifestyle. What I'm going to do is put some extra money into my savings, put extra money into investing, and extra fun money for myself. But stay within your budget because every time you increase your income, you're increasing the gap of living paycheck to paycheck and the possibilities of you suffering from lifestyle inflation. Do not get caught up on the trick. Keep that in your mind and you always will succeed. Because the whole point of working in a 9 to 5 and living this life that we're living is to get the hell out of this rat race and start building wealth. Because you want to get to the point where the money that you earn is making you money and you can live off the interest of that money from all your investments, whether in real estate or just investing in the market. You do not want to be your only money maker yourself, your human capital, which is continuously working. And the second trick is this. People are trying to normalize debt. Every single time you hear someone say, well, in order for you to have a good credit score, to get the best loans, you need to have credit. Everyone is just normalizing the fact of having credit. They just want you to borrow and make you feel like you're doing the smart thing. And you hear people say this continuously, like good credit is better than money and finance because everyone else is doing it. I've seen so many videos of people having 20 credit cards, 25 credit cards, and they're acting like they're wealthy simply because they have the ability to borrow. That's not building wealth, but right now, currently in society, that has been normalized. And look at us, dumb and we're falling for the trap. That's not good financial advice. That's excellent marketing. Because their goal is not to help you. Their goal is to keep you trapped in paying interest for decades. So now what is a smart thing that you need to do? How can you get out of this? You need to recognize there's a big difference between emotional debt and strategic debt. Strategic debt is borrowing on low interest and, for example, to get a home or to go to college, which, hey, be smart with it, okay? Go to community college and try to keep the costs as low as possible. That is strategic debt because that gives you the ability to build wealth. And of course, the number one thing people do the most when it comes to debt, especially if you're middle class and being strategic, is real estate. But now emotional debt, that's all that buy now, pay later. That's using credit cards and saying, YOLO, in the future, I will take care of myself. If you're here walking around with credit card debt, 25 to 30% APR, and you're thinking life is great, you are sadly mistaken. You are walking around making all these credit card companies rich while you remain broke and constantly in that trap. Get your ass out of social media and stop looking at other people's lives thinking you are falling behind. That's the number one reason why people go into so much debt. And just take a look at the whole landscape when it comes to credit cards. Look at Capital One commercials. They have Hollywood movie stars out there telling you to use a credit card. They have so much money that they freaking have Jennifer Gardner and Samuel L. Jackson continuously doing commercials. You know how much money they're making off of telling you to use credit and saying what's in your wallet? They don't want you to be rich. They want you to feel rich, because if you're continuously using credit cards, you're going to end up in so much debt. So never forget, strategic debt and emotional debt are two different types of debt. Don't fall into the trap of emotional debt. And the third trick they played on us is this: not teaching us about financial literacy. Pop quiz, what's a 401k and a Roth IRA? Yeah, I know. Most of you guys are really smart and you know this. But how many of you guys learned that in high school? Not many. How many of you guys learned that from the age of, I don't know, 19 to 25? Not many. A majority of us had to learn that on our own. And that is exactly the way the system wants it to be. They want you to be extremely uneducated. People getting credit cards, not even paying attention to the interest rate, not even knowing how much money they need to pay monthly. They're getting a bill and they're letting the bill dictate how much they pay. People going around getting cars, not even knowing the cost of gas, insurance, the interest, all that money you're paying for what you thought was just a simple car payment. It's a whole lot more to it. And these schools were wasting their time teaching us calculus and how to write cursive, but never, ever, ever talked about compound interest. That's a shame. And of course, this is excellent for the people who are charging us so much interest. They want you to be extremely dumb and not understanding exactly how personal finance works. That way they can make so much money and make so much profit. When was the last time you heard any of these credit card companies gone bankrupt? Never. Because if you don't know better, you won't do better. But you guys are way smarter than that. You're clicking on this video. So do me a favor, spend 10 minutes a day working on your side hustle, working on your budget, working on learning about finances, taking a look at your credit card and see what your actual rate is. Learn all of this. You need to have a good understanding of exactly what's going on. And for most of us, once we find out how much money we're paying in interest, we will lose our mind. But that's okay. You come up with a very strategic plan to pay off your debt, start saving, start investing, and don't fall into the trap again. And the fourth trick, and this is the trick I hated the most, and I've seen this happen to so many people, and currently to this day, it still does. Fear. Investing is extremely risky, is what people say. Investing is a place for you to lose all your money. Investing is only for rich people. I hate when I hear that. Why? Because everyone that sees investing as risky, what do? You put your money into a savings account or you keep it under the mattress and you earn nothing. And that is not the way for you to build wealth. We all know, we're all smart enough to understand this now, is investing comes from the market. Investing comes from buying real estate. Investing comes from starting your own small business. You cannot just keep your money to the side and hoard it. Money doesn't grow under your mattress. Money certainly doesn't grow in a regular savings account. Money grows in the market. Money needs to move. It needs to work hard. You cannot just have money sitting on the sidelines doing nothing. And even for those that are saying, I don't want to invest, that's extremely risky, and you put money into your savings account, what do you think your bank is doing? It's giving those loans out to other people to build wealth. So your money is doing the job that you should be doing. Do not let the banks take advantage of you. Be smarter than that and start investing. Now, easier said than done. There might be some people out there who are really fearful when it comes to investing. This is what I highly recommend. Start small. Start putting money into an index fund, the S&P 500. You continuously are hearing that all over the news and knowing exactly what's going on in the market. So you will not feel like you're investing in something that has not had any research. Small investments, that way you can see, this actually works. I'm actually able to build wealth. I'm making all this money. My job has a 401k plan. They're matching me. Instantly, right there is a 100% return if they're matching dollar for dollar. Just start investing and learning about investing. That way your fear could be removed. Because there's companies out there that will take advantage of you of being fearful. They do not want you to invest. They want you to do the most safest investments possible. That way they can make money off of your money. Let's not do that. That's the number one trick that gets so many people is fear. And here is one of the most cruelest tricks of them all, the mindset trap. Thinking, man, that is not for me. Wealth is not for me. Wealth is for the trust babies. Wealth is for them, but not for me because I struggled all my life and I never had money in my life. We always struggle, and you need to be a specific person, a specific type in order to earn money. Bullshit. Anyone has the opportunity to build wealth. You do not need to have thousands and thousands of dollars to invest. You can start with as simple as $5 and building the discipline to continue investing. The problem is people see that amount and they think it's not enough. I need to be rich in order to invest. And that is never the case. It's the opposite. You get rich when you invest. And people really do not understand that. And that's the lie we keep on telling you. And also, it's the lie you keep on telling yourself. You see, wealth is just not built overnight. It's built on consistency and discipline. That's one thing we all can do. right? We all could put the consistency and the discipline and the effort in place in order to build wealth. I have this belief, and I always say that the majority of people could be extremely talented, but there's one thing that cannot be measured is effort. Your effort and your commitment to continuously show up. You do not need to be better than the next person. You need to be better than yourself. That's all this is about, is you versus you, not you versus them. And remember, most millionaires or most people who build wealth, they didn't get that from winning the lotto. They didn't get that from playing parlays and sports betting apps. That's not how they got rich. What they got rich was avoiding these tricks and avoiding these traps that get millions of Americans. And it got me, and I'm pretty sure it got you too. So yeah, they're tricking society, but now that you know that, you can certainly beat it. So if you want to stop being tricked, live below your means. Question every single debt that's coming within your life. Learn as much as you can about personal finance. You do not need to be a financial guru, but just enough to invest. That's all you need to know. Crypto is really complicated. I don't understand it. Majority of people don't understand it. You don't need to go that far. Start with the basics, with the index fund and S&P 500, opening up a Roth IRA account. Start very slow, and you will beat the trick that they're trying to get you in society. So do me a favor, drop a comment down below and you let me know what are the #1 tricks that you are seeing society play on so many people and they fall into that trap. I would love to hear it. In the same time, guys, do me a favor, hit the like and subscribe. Catch you guys on my next video. Peace.